In today's video, I'm going to be giving you some quick tips when it comes to micing up a guitar amplifier with two microphones. We're going to be using a dynamic SM57 by Shure, and then this guy, the Warm Audio Fentone. This is a ribbon microphone. Number one is microphone placement. I already have these guys where I want them, but I want to explain to you why I have them there, but I also want to remind you that there's no golden place that's going to be universal depending on your room, your amplifier, the speakers that you have going on. That's going to be ideal. You're always going to want to mess around and find something that works for the piece that you're recording. The reason why I have these exactly where there are is because what I like to do on guitar amps, you can feel underneath here, under the cloth, grill, and you can find the outline of the speaker itself. From there, I know the cone is going to be in the middle of that. Now that I know where the cone is, I want each microphone kind of on each side of the cone, almost as close as I can get them. The way you can figure out exactly where things are, if you're a little bit confused, you can actually turn the amplifier around, look in the back, and then go from there. That'll give you a little bit more of a guideline. But right now, I have them pretty much both right on the grill. I'm not playing with a lot of game. We're just going to be doing a quick clean thing so I can show you some stuff that you also need to look out for in Pro Tools itself. But that's pretty much it. Number two is getting your levels right, which is adjusting the amount of input gain on your interface of your preamp that both of the microphones are going into. One really cool tip that I like to do, I use the looper pedal. So I'm using the Strymon Volante. I had something stored into the Volante's looper section, unpaused it. As it was playing through, I went into Pro Tools and I adjusted the levels accordingly to make sure they're pretty close to one another, since the distance of the microphones is basically equal. As far as the amount of gain that I'm looking for, I can use a visual cue for this. I just want the signal to be healthily in the green. I don't want it too low because you have to use makeup gain after the fact, but you definitely don't want it to be too high. Anything in the orange or, God forbid, in the red, you're going to have an unusable recording and you have to start all over again. The next thing that we're going to do is super important, especially if you're trying to get a professional sounding recording. We're going to just be checking for phase. The way that I do this is, we're just going to record something again, so. Now let's head on over to Pro Tools and I'll tell you why. First thing you want to do is make sure that both of the tracks themselves are large enough so that when we do zoom in, we're going to be able to read the sine waves pretty well. So I like to put them both onto jumbo, as I've already done. Now I'm going to pick a part where the wavelength is a little bit bigger, so right around there. And then we're just going to zoom and continue to zoom until right around there. Okay? One back makes it a little easier. Now, where the flashing is right there where the mouse is, if you look, the hill, which is going up here, the upwards of the sine wave, is matching on both of the microphones, on the Fentone and on the SM57. That means that these two are in phase with one another, and that's good. But if you were to zoom in and the sine waves were inverted from each other, you would know that you have a phase issue. The easiest thing that you can do is go to your interface. Most modern interfaces are going to have a polarity button. It's going to look like this. I'm going to be showing you on the Apollo X4 that we're using to do this. You simply want to engage it on only one of the microphones. If you want to engage it on both, you're basically just recreating the problem, only the other way around. I definitely advise you to make sure that your phase issues are taken care of before you actually commit to real tracking, but in the instance that perhaps you have an older session where you already had two mics and they're not in phase with one another, you just forget or you didn't know to do that as far as checking for phase and switching to polarity on one of the tracks, you can fix it after the fact, and it's pretty simple. There's a lot of plugins that are available that'll do it, but I use Pro Tools. I don't have to do anything other than just go into the audio suite, look for the phase inverter, go on, put it on one track only, just like we were talking about earlier, and that's it. You render it and you'll be good to go. Quick summary here, play around with the microphone placement until you like the sounds that are coming from your DAW. After that, make sure your levels are good, and then before you commit to tracking, make sure that you're not having any phase issues. After that, it's all freedom. Have fun, record music, and that's what it's all about. If you have any questions, comments, or requests for something you want me to go over, because I want to do more recording stuff, let me know in the comment section down below. But I'm out of here for today. I got work to do. Take it easy, everybody.